Guys, and welcome to a massive video. I'm so pumped up to get through this. I've wanted to release this for so long. I've just been holding it in and waiting till the end, and we're now here. We're at the end of 2020. It's been a massive year to reflect on. It's been a year that we want to forget, but we will remember forever. And for myself personally, and for this channel, it has been a massive year. We've seen that I've done a lot of changes, including the intro, the merch, which we're going to be seeing throughout this video. We're going to be crossing back to moments. We're also going to be crossing back to games that I enjoyed and screaming moments of joy, or if there's tears, I'll try and find them. This is going to be a long video, guys, but in this video, I am also going to be revealing the results for the survey. Now, to give you guys a little bit of a tease in regards to the survey, before the intro roll, 180 people responded to this survey, and I want to give you all a round of applause. Thank you so much for getting involved with this. The categories for the survey, which we will get into later, are best new videos for the channel, best in the sheds guests. We're going to be talking a bit about in the sheds, the guests I had. I could even do a live version early next year of this type of video, because I think it's really important to connect with those involved in the channel. Best collab of 2020, best NRL vlog of 2020. Honestly, there were a lot of games I went to, which I'll be speaking about those games, and I did my best to attend games. I did fairly well for the most part. I was pretty happy with the amount of games I got to attend with the situation. Your biggest shock on the channel, which was, yeah, it had a shock result in the end there. Best review. I do plenty of reviews on the channel, and we're going to be getting into those. Speaking of reviews, Doctor Who videos, if you're a Doctor Who fan, that will be out in about 3 days. The New Year's special, most anticipated video, where this video, 2020 in review, which I didn't originally plan for it to be a premiere, but I think it just works, so I'm looking forward to it that way. Best card opening guest. Obviously, footy cards became a huge part, or even cards in general became a huge part of the channel. And then the rising NRL channel you most watch. But let's roll the intro and let's get into a 2020 year in review.
Cheers, bro. I wasn't overstuck. Subscribe to Entertainer. Who's going to win the All-Stars tonight? Yeah, I'm Entertainer now.
So after I pumped out those 2019 season review, I was off to the Big Bash. Now, Big Bash, I went to the grand final, which was a downpour of rain. Phenomenal experience supporting my Sixers down there. Myself and RXYS were warned not to go because of the weather. We stuck in there. I kept going with this channel while the NRL season was off, which is what I want to do during this period as well, which is going to be difficult, but the NBL, which you guys loved. Now, as I'll be speaking about in the survey, and I'll be getting more into it, obviously some of these games, not only I attended with Emily and Reese, I actually went with BKR Sport. Now, BKR Sport, if you don't know who BKR Sport, you've been living under a rock. BKR Sport is a fantastic YouTuber who does stuff like me, sports-related content, regular live streams. He live streams every day. Hard effort. Good work. We met at Parramatta and Brisbane last year. We went to these NBL games and we created these joint collabs, and they just took off and they were a ton of fun, which started the podcast, which we'll get to later. But attending these type of matches and the enjoyment, and even the fact that we were both shown on the screen, I think I've said this before, I may not have told you, both of us were shown on the screen, our videos, filming these vlogs, our experiences from the stands on the big screen at the NBL Grand Final. How cool is that? Now, obviously, the NBL Grand Final, only the first game got to be played with attendance, which is a big shame, even though Sydney Kings did forfeit it. Really enjoyed going to this. Let's take a little look at the Big Bash live, as well as the NBL. Oh my God! That's mental! Sixers! Sixers! One more ball remains. Can we keep them under 100? And here we go, the last ball, the title! seats were amazing, and this being my first time at the SCG, I'll definitely be back there during the NRL season, maybe even a cricket game, who knows. But I hope you guys enjoy this hat tonight.
I did get that.
Yeah, I got the Kingswear Junior shirt tonight, but do you think we can win it?
I think Kings will still win by about 6 or 7 points.
Yeah, I'm going to 7.
It's going to be difficult because Trimble is just
Killing it.
blind.
Good pick, good pick, good pick, good pick. Hands up.
Yeah!
Ended after attending my first game of Parramatta and the Bulldogs. Shit game. Such a bad season opener. And then I attended the Manly Seagulls versus Storm game at Lotto Links. I knew that this season was going to be different and they were going to start locking out people. So I wanted to get to another game before that. I started something that, obviously this survey has helped me get a better understanding in regards to the time and effort, because a lot of time and effort actually went into a series known as The Season Continues. The Season Continues was played on Rugby League Live 4. I believe I played about 6 rounds. I want to give a shout out to a channel that technically doesn't exist anymore. Andy, I don't know if you still have a YouTube account, but I want to thank you. His name was NRL Clips. We played against each other in these grueling matches, and there were some really exciting moments. This was memorable. I really enjoyed it. And I'm just looking again now, and honestly, guys, there was around 100 views per video. So thank you for watching that content. I know it was very hard to get through that period without any rugby league, but obviously I attended those first 2 games and then pumped these out. I kind of stopped, I think it was round 7. So round 5 we did, round 6 we did, so maybe round 6, yeah, okay. So the season continues. We liked playing those and downloading that content for you. What we tried to do was we tried to play the upcoming games throughout the season, but sometimes we forgot about that. We tried to make it interesting by including, I think we added like Dally M points and everything like that, so it was like a proper NRL season. So yeah, I really enjoyed The Season Continues. I won't include any highlights, but if you guys want to go and check it out in the off season, be greatly appreciated. They go for about 15 minutes per video, so about 7 minutes a half as we compete against each other. I can't remember if there's any high scoring games. I know there's definitely some good defensive games and some shock calls and things like that. But anyway, guys, something I am going to show you is the custom cookies. Now, the custom cookies from Sugar Love Flower. Go and follow Sugar Love Flower. Lots of support for the channel and players who play rugby league in regards to these cookies. I think you guys like this video. It was something out of nowhere. Let's have a look. So let's put it on the table. All right, let's have a look, guys. Oh, this one's a bit crumbled. That's all right. Entertain Eels jersey cookie from Sugar Love Flower. Real nice there. And let's have a look at these. We've launched this logo quite recently. 2EH cookies. I think it's time to dig. So there you go. And obviously you can see I was wearing the merch. I launched the merch in around May. I had a first release and then I had a better second release with proper sizing. Those shirts are still available, guys. $35 a shirt. There's been some people message me via the Instagram in regards to the shirt. I am going to work on making new designs for you guys in the new year. Obviously we're sticking with the new Entertain House logo. I really like it. I think it's nice, and you guys know I have a soft spot for the color blue, so the fact that there's that little blue triangle, really like. One thing I want to address that's become a massive part of the channel, which we'll obviously be speaking about twice throughout the survey, which is coming up shortly, is the cards. Now, the cards have been huge, and let's be honest, the money I've spent on cards has probably been huge as well. My collection video, go and check it out. It is mental. My collection video, I've got my traders, I've got my elite, and then I think I've got a video which includes my entire collection, which goes for about half an hour. Not just that though, I've also done breaks for you guys. Now these breaks have had James Tarmo numbered rubies come out, a Cooper Cronk retirement card. There's been some fantastic hits. I've hit some fantastic cards. Personally, one of my favorites was the Payne Haas Authentic Signature. It was one of the first hits that I ever got. I've managed to acquire so much better than this now. It's crazy how big my collection is. But the card video throughout 2020 have just been a ton of fun. And I want to thank everyone who has entered a break. Anyone who has entered any break this year or even liked a video relating to the card. One thing I really enjoyed that wasn't too expensive compared to buying boxes was the 24 random pack challenge. Now I remember I got Dylan Brown as well as an Alex Glenn signature, plus the captain's cards, which are limited edition to 1 per box. And the fact that a ratio is 24 packets, and these were not from a box, these were mixed up packets I bought from eBay. I had a ton of fun, and anyone I broke with, I had a ton of fun. I had a ton of fun with Zach Turner, Exime Noah. I didn't break with your CT Dingo, but I'd love to do it next year. Anyone else who would love to do a box battle? I think I've done some others, and I can't remember why, I can't remember names, but the cards have been huge. We've been through so many different years, and it's been a massive part of the channel. So again, if you've been involved in these breaks, they will continue in 2021. I still have behind me the winning cards from each day of the Christmas giveaway. I have not had a chance to post these yet, guys. So if you did win, just remember those will probably be sent out next week. I'm back to work and things like that, so I'm just trying to find time for that. But just awesome, guys. All right, let's get into the next segment. July 3rd. Round 8, being let back in to Bankwest Stadium. How good was this? And the fact that Sevo had a massive night, and I beat Nick from Australia. I beat your team, the Cowboys, the Mighty Eels, defeating the Cowboys at Bankwest. It was my first game in so long. We were able to watch games on TV without no atmosphere. We were finally allowed to see crowds. I wish I could have attended the week before that Eels and Raiders game with Moses getting injured and Gutherson kicking a field goal. Very entertaining. Let's mention throughout this as well, which I don't know if I'm going to do regularly because I love doing the game day vlogs, but I might try and do some more. Throughout this, I did a bunch of live streams. I did the Roosters and the Dragons. I did the Eels and the Raiders. I did the Eels and the Roosters. I did one with Zach, which was the Rabbitohs and the Bulldogs, I believe. What else did I do? I did quite a few games, so I enjoyed doing the live streams. I think I did the Tigers and the Broncos. Yeah, I did the Tigers and the Broncos. And then I got back to attending more and more games. So this Cowboys and Eel, Clint Gutherson's 100 game. The game itself wasn't great, but it was just good to be back in the stadium. Then I went with Zach and Reese to Rabbitohs versus Knights, and what a way to return to NRL. This was a thrilling game at Bankwest, a Saturday afternoon classic. Warriors and Sharks was a little bit and then you also had the Eels and the Tigers. We also did a live stream with Freeney, which for some reason it kind of cut out, so we came back and we did some editing and we added in some features which we'll try and work with next year for the Warriors and the Roosters game, which is a very close game, but yeah, I really enjoy getting back into the stadiums. Let's take a look.
Yeah! Here we go! Gutho's 100! He's 4 tries! 4 tries!
Can they momentum? Mark Nichols! Mark Nichols! Fucking Mark Nichols! Yeah, Mark Nichols! He's a warhorse! Mark Nichols! You heard the name! Say it again! Mark Nichols! I love it! Look at the warhorse! Mark Nichols! A Border man in the NRL!
It was only a very quick encounter, but I got to meet Jas, who does some fantastic A-League content, and a very close encounter rivalry, as well as some good fans between the Parramatta Eels and the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Very enjoyable game, that one. I got back to another live stream with NBA this time, with the Raptors and the Celtics. That was my first NBA live stream. I live streamed a couple of the Lakers games on their journey to win the comp. Shock loss to the Dragons, 14 points to 12. But obviously we responded 14-0 the following week against the Storm, which is when the 2020 Elite released fought, and I pulled a Nathan Cleary, a Jack White, and plenty of great signatures from the NRL. So I was really happy with that. And then this day I'll remember forever, the Warriors and Eel. For some reason, this is probably my personal favourite game day vlog of the year. The atmosphere at the Central Coast of Parramatta and how close this game was. Not to mention, I got to meet Andrew Johns, and Andrew Johns is like, what, my idol. Yeah, this was pretty special. Let me just say, where I am currently at my nan's, when I did Lakers streams, for some reason, they won most games. Every time I did a stream at my nan's, they lost. So that was a little bit frustrating. We were getting really close to the end of the season. Close game against the Broncos, and then the Rabbitohs. The Rabbitohs came out firing against the Roosters. Parramatta fighting for a top 4 spot. They get it over the Tigers, but this game between the Rabbitohs and the Roosters, 60-8, I won't put on the screen just because I don't want you Roosters fans to unsubscribe, but something new to the channel that I want to speak about that I added, I won't include, but I'll speak about NFL. Now, NFL, I haven't done any live streams or anything. It's hard because of the times based when they start, but I've been doing tips and predictions. I've been doing fairly well at them. The multis themselves always fail by one leg. My tips, however, I normally get about 10 right, 3 wrong. So look, I do fairly well. There's been some weeks where I've gotten 11 and 2. So I do really well. We move into the finals, which I'll include a little bit of game footage from here, where we had week 1 against the Rabbitohs and the Knights. Now, if you don't know Rugby League, in my opinion, also known as Oliver, make sure you check out his channel, because Rugby League, in my opinion, was a guest on mine. We've done a bunch of podcasts together as well relating to The Mandalorian and just life in general. We've got a Marvel segment coming up in the middle of January, but yeah, fantastic game, this one, the Rabbitohs and the Knights. Really back and forth contest, and then swung away in favour of the Rabbitohs, but good to have Rugby League, in my opinion, there. And then I also did a preliminary stream for the Storm and the Raiders. And my Parramatta Eels and Rabbitohs, I'll just watch.
Harker for Hayes. Love it.
Yeah, just rewatching some of that is just absolute heartbreak. We had a decent season. Speak more about it in the Eels season review. Love doing these season reviews. I think next we got the Warriors, which I'm really excited for. They had a massive 2020. As I mentioned, I'm doing NFL tips weekly now. That finishes until the wild card round to get into the playoffs. Next week is the final proper round. I just want to say thank you to everyone for participating. I know I haven't sent them out yet, but I think I sent half. I think I sent the first 4 days of the 12 Days of Christmas. I really enjoyed the 12 Days of Christmas initiative. I thought it was a ton of fun. I enjoyed doing the mini cricket break as well. That was lots of fun. We hit the Maitland Brown Ruby. Speaking of Maitland Brown, fantastic guest on In the Sheds. Me and BKR Sport, and even Shells, who started with us earlier in the year, just had a ton of fun filming In the Sheds. We had fantastic guests. We had Charlie Dixon, we had Jamie Soward. We have unseen guests that may never come to air, may come out one day. I'm not sure what the plan is, but yeah, there's been so much involvement with other channels this year, and the growth of Entertain House itself has been huge. So on behalf of myself, I want to thank everyone for that. Now let's actually reveal the survey results. So the nominations for Best Player Chat of 2020. I do apologise, I forgot to add Harry Rushton in, who will be coming over to the Canberra Raiders. I guess it's NRL level at the moment, but it was fantastic to have that Super League chat. So Harry, if you're watching, no offence, buddy. best player chat of 2020. There was Shandor Earl and there was Jacob Host. Jacob Host off to the Rabbitohs now, playing at the Dragons, and Shandor Earl, massive NRL career, recently retired. Really good chat. One of my first proper player interviews. We chat for, I think it was about a 12-minute interview. I had a ton of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. The runner-up, the best player chat of 2020 was Jacob Host. Jacob Host comes in second. Jacob Host with 86 votes, so 48% of the votes. Very, very close there. Jacob Host picking up second. Great chat with Jacob. Really enjoyed having him part of the channel. He's in some great form too, so I'm looking forward to what he brings to the Rabbitoh. Congratulations to Shandor Earl with 94 votes. Good luck in retirement, mate. I had a really good chat with you, speaking about your life and your experiences, and the fact that he was able to come back to the NRL, play at that elite level in some big games was just fantastic to see. So yes, guys, the best player chat, according to you guys, of 2020 was with none other than Shandor Earl.
And puts me in good stead, and I'll just, whatever grade I'm playing, I look to go back and put in some good performances. I know that there'll be opportunities on the wing, and then if I can earn the trust of Belzer in centre, then hopefully I can have a chance to have a crack at that in first grade as well.
So should you set yourself as a goal for becoming a centre? You are structured as a winger, but as you said, it's something you'd like to have a shot at. Is that a goal, you would say?
Yeah, I would say it's a goal, but then, you know, if you want to be realistic, the opportunities at the Melbourne Storm over the next 12 months are going to be on the wing. So I think primarily I want to, this year for me, it's about, I feel like I'm in a really...
Frizz, you got Jammer. They're leading from the front as well. So we got a great leadership group at the club, and I feel like we're pretty well geared to have. We're going to have a great year, and we're just sort of waiting now.
The second segment of the survey included the best new videos coming to the channel. There were 3 videos that I thought were added a lot of this year. The first one was Rugby League Live 4, The Season Continues, which I spoke about earlier. Go and check out if you get a chance in the off season. Ton of fun to film, and a lot of editing went into that. The second was NFL Tips. Adding that to the channel was risky, but the response has been good. There's been small views and like ratios on some, but there's still comments and things and people being interactive about their team. And the third one, quite popular obviously, was the card openings. So perfect order there. Rugby League Live, The Season Continues, picked up 30 votes. Now, considering there was 100 people watching this per video, I was actually surprised that it was this low. I guess from 80 responses, it's not that bad, and that people enjoy the other stuff, but I was a little bit surprised. Next, we have NFL Tips with 32% of the votes, 58 votes. Now, as I said, the NFL videos don't do very well as a viewing ratio, but as interactions they go okay. So I was actually surprised, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy these. So these will continue. 58 is fantastic. I'd like to do something with the NBA, but it's just too much. So we'll probably stick to the NFL Tips being part of the channel. And with 51, over 50% of the votes, with 92 votes, there's been some massive hits with these cards. I have a massive collection that I love and adore. It is the card openings. There has been so many goodies that I've mentioned throughout this video, but I want to thank again everyone who's been involved in a break, everyone who's hit like on a video opening these cards. I had an absolute ball doing the In the Sheds podcast. We had so many guests on. But the best, who was the best according to you guys? Well, there was one with 54% of the votes. With 15 votes, 8%, Ivan Gonzalez, US baseball star. Really good to get that perspective, especially as it's not a sport that I personally know or have had much interest in my life. So it was really interesting to learn. 17%, probably my personal favorite podcast. I really enjoyed our chat with Archie Thompson. He picked up 30 votes. Third place runner-up is Charlie Dixon from the AFL. Port Adelaide Football Club had a massive season. Maybe that had something to do with it. 21% of the vote, but a massive 97 votes for Jamie Soward. Obviously, this channel is NRL based, so that is probably why. Fantastic chat with Jamie Soward about his premiership days with the Dragons, days with the Panthers. I think we may have touched on the Roosters. Just a great all-round chat with a good guy. Now, fun fact, I couldn't actually see Jamie Soward for the full podcast. I saw him for 1 minute and then it completely froze on me. But as I said, love doing this podcast, became a huge part of 2020. And congratulations to Jamie Soward, who is awarded the best guest of 2020s in the Sheds. The next segment is a huge one, which includes the best collab of 2020. We had multiple options here. We had the jersey ranking with Freeney and RXYS picking up 31 votes, 17% of the votes. In third place, well, technically not. This is really interesting. With 21% of the votes, 37 votes, we had the NRL Finals with Rugby League, in my opinion. Fantastic little game there. I really want to get Rugby League, in my opinion, back involved in the channel. It was a ton of fun, and I think it can happen again. We are tied, guys. 56 to 56, 31% each way. Box breaking with I'm Noah and NBL vlogs with BKR Sport. You guys love the NBL vlogs with BKR Sport. You guys also loved the cards, and who else but to break these cards with? Well, I'm Noah and I did a few collabs, and you guys obviously enjoyed it. It is a tie. Congratulations to BKR Sport as well as I'm Noah on tying for my best collab of 2020. Next one includes the best NRL vlog of 2020, and it was a massive blowout again. Wasn't even close, this one. In last place, I was kind of surprised. Maybe there is a few Roosters fans on here. It was the Rabbitohs and the Roosters in round 20, the demolition job with 21 votes. The Eels and the Rabbitohs week 2 finals picked up 32 votes, something I was passionate about. This is a game I expected to be closer, with 41 votes. The Eels and the Warriors, one of my favourite vlogs to film, as I said, all year. And with 86 votes, almost 50% of the vote, 48% of the vote, the Storm and Panthers grand final. Obviously, action-packed game towards the end, the helicopter. I guess the more I think about it, it was a really enjoyable, exciting vlog. I just feel like that Eels and Warriors was so close and gripping, all that week 2 of the finals. But it's up to you guys, and Storm vs Panthers picks up the best NRL vlog of 2020. Let me know what you think was the best vlog. If it's not one of these 4, which did you enjoy the most? I'd like to know. Moving on to the biggest shock of 2020, there were quite a few options for you here, with 20 votes, 11%, reaching 2,000 subscribers this year, and the 2,000 subscriber, which says video proof for, actually being the In the Sheds podcast. So Blaze jumped onto the podcast and was actually the person who changed from the 1.99 to the 2. Pretty crazy. In last place, above that was the EH Cookies with 8% of the vote. The new intro with 48% of the vote, 48 votes, 27%. Merch Drop, which is what I expected to win. It was my biggest shock, I thought, of the year, with 40 votes, 22%. And with 57 votes, which I'll try and include. Actually, it might not work. If I don't include it, it's because it doesn't work with the editing, because it's like that portrait. But it was a birthday message to RXYSV2, Reese's birthday gift, which was Luke Lewis from the Penrith Panthers and the Cronulla Sharks, wishing him a happy birthday. Definitely a big shock to the channel, and I'm really glad you guys liked that cameo. Very quick one here. We had the best review of 2020. We had last place Ozark Season 3 with 19 votes, very small there. The Invisible Man movie with 27 votes. 1917 with 58 votes, very close there. Glad you guys enjoyed that. I thought it was a fantastic film, great to talk about on review. And there's a lot of you Doctor Who fans on here. I'm a Doctor Who fan myself. I'm glad that it was the best review of 2020. I did some did I do reactions? I think I did a reaction, which I don't really do on the channel anymore. They're kind of gone. 76 votes, 42%. The winner of the best reviews of 2020 is Doctor Who. Even though the show isn't great these days, I still enjoy watching it. It will be a big part of the channel. If you watch this channel for Doctor Who and you're watching right now and you're waiting for Doctor Who, it is out in 3 days and I'm really excited. If I'm rushing through this, it's because my mobile phone keeps running out of bloody storage, and I have refilmed this particular segment, Most anticipated video, we'll get through it quickly. We had in last place NBL and Big Bash vlogs with 30 votes. Season reviews, 15 to go at the time. There's now 9 with 42 votes. And then a tie, another tie. I cannot believe it. 54 votes each way, 30%. 2021 NRL season preview, which will probably be out start to mid-January. And the 2021 in review, which is what you guys are watching now. So I hope all 54 of you that voted are watching it. And obviously it was the most anticipated video, so I hope you're enjoying it. 2 more to go. Best card opening guest in last place, tied, was Farini121, who opened a couple boxes and some starter packs throughout the channel, as well as my cousins. And I had the cousins and Farini both with 26 votes each. Third place, technically second, RXYSV2 with 48 votes and a massive 44%. Well deserved. He's been so involved with the channel this year. He's someone that I call a best friend now. I've become really close to this bloke, and if you're watching this, Zach, thank you so much for your contribution to my life and to the channel. With 80 votes, the winner is, well deserved, Zach Turner. So Zach Turner has been massive in regards to opening. He's pulled some massive hits himself, including a Tom Trbojevic signature. But I'm glad out of those 180 responses that you guys enjoyed and mixed apart the 4 breakers involved with me. And last but not least for this video, I just want to say again a massive thank you. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do subscribe. But the Rising NRL channels. Now, there are so many different channels here that I gave the opportunity to vote for. I am in pure shock. With 5 votes, 3% of the votes, Warriors NRL fanatics. Not sure if it's Warriors fans or just general people. So good to see Warriors. Everybody got some votes, so that is really good. Isaac Ritchie with 8%, 15 votes. Rugby League History with 11%, 19 votes. Runner-up, Nick from Australia with 47 votes, 26% of the vote. And the shock surprise of the year, his channel's grown this year. He's another person that I consider a good friend, and he's closely involved with the channel. So I'm glad you guys are watching him too. With 52%, over half of the votes, with 94 votes. Congratulations. I did a Q&A on his channel. He's a good guy. CT Dingo. Make sure you do subscribe to all of these channels that I've mentioned. But congratulations for this shock result. CT Dingo, you are the Rising NRL channel of 2020. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've had a blast. There's been some great moments. Go and watch some old video. Happy New Year, guys. And I will see you guys for another season review shortly.